Hey there, guys. This is the interview you've been waiting for. This is Muddy River Catfishing.
How you guys doing?
Good. We want to go ahead and ask him a couple questions, like what got him into YouTube and what got you into catfishing and how it all started. So let's go ahead and get into it. Start off with what got you into YouTube?
Actually, I was talking to old Panfish Bill here not too long ago, and I was telling him that I had wanted to write a book. I thought back, I was thinking, people are usually good at something. Either they're naturally gifted, or they've practiced and done it all their life, you know?
Yep.
So I looked back and I thought, well, what have I done all my life? So, well, one thing for sure I've done all my life is fishing. And I thought, well, I want to leave something behind. I want to do something. So I started to write a book. I said, I'm going to write a book, get it published and everything. And that way, when I die, at least my knowledge will be left behind, you know? So I started writing this book, and I got probably about 30 pages into it. And then I go fishing, and I come back, and then I'd learn something. So I'd have to change it, edit my book, and add to it or subtract. And it just started becoming a never-ending process. Every time I go fishing, I learn something new. And so I started thinking, well, if I can't finish this book, I'm going to have to do something else, you know? I was watching YouTube videos, and actually, I had seen some of Steve Douglas's videos, but I knew I couldn't compete with that because he's got the you know, the background music, and he's got you know, the fancy thumbnails and all that cool stuff, and he's even got drawings that he puts in there. And I said, well, I can't compete with that. But then I saw this older gentleman, Uncle Steve. Have you ever seen Uncle Steve?
Yeah, I've seen Uncle Steve. Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
Yeah. So when I saw his videos and I saw the simplicity, I thought, hey, that's more my speed. That's more my style. I like that. I could do that. I mean, at the time, I didn't really have any high quality editing software. That's perfect. So I made my first video, and I didn't really think much of it after that. I just thought, I'll just make a video, see what happens, you know. Well, people started to respond, hey, I like your video, you should make more. So then that's kind of where it all started.
That's where it all started, and that's how you got your legacy going.
Yeah.
And you just want to put your foot in the door and get on YouTube and show your techniques and your skills and everything in catfishing and do some funny things on the way down the road,
right?
You know, so you can have some fun with it.
Yeah, and you know, one of the main things that I do with my channel is I make the videos, but I make them for my audience, of course, but I make them with myself and my kids in mind. So if you see a video that's 30 minutes long, and it's probably for a reason, you know,
yeah.
Because what I'm doing is I'm saving these memories. They're there now, and they're for my kids to watch, you know, years from now. I know in the long run, these videos are going to matter more when my kids are looking back.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot of
how you all got started in getting into YouTube.
Yeah.
And you just want to show your skills.
Absolutely.
And now that leads me to my next question. Now, what is your personal best on, like, say, like flathead?
Last fall, we were out and we caught a 43-pound flathead out there. I think the video was called Harvest Moon Hookup.
Okay.
It was we were fishing a full moon, and in my experience, fishing a full moon it's hard. It's the bite is tough, and you don't usually produce a lot of fish, but you can produce a good trophy-sized fish, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And that's pretty much how that night went. Exactly. We were out there, we fished, we hardly catching anything, and all of a sudden, boom! This big old 43-pounder hits. You know?
That's awesome.
So,
do you have any like specific baits you like to use a lot over any other baits?
bait, it really depends on what I'm targeting. And what I mean by that, I mean, naturally I fish for catfish, but there's 3 different species, and there's different reasons for fishing for these species. You could be fishing for food. You know, you want something to take home and cook up for dinner, or you want to try to catch that trophy fish, you know. So it kind of, all those things downplay the factor. So if I'm fishing, let's say I just want to catch some fish and have some fun, there's simple baits, you know. You can use like that chicken liver chum bait that I make. Have a good recipe for that, and it's produced a lot of fish, and you'll catch, you know, medium size and down. You know, it won't be catching you that trophy fish,
Yeah,
usually. I mean, I have had guys that have emailed me and said, man, I caught this 40, 50 pounder on it, you know, but it's not the ideal bait for catching that, you know.
No, it's more for the numbers than the actual size.
Right, right. Also like night crawlers, stuff like that, that'll catch little catfish all day long, you know. Shrimp is another one too that I like to use and catch numbers. When I'm fishing for bigger fish, I use that forage fish that's in the body of water. And forage fish meaning whatever's natural, the natural food for the source for the catfish there. Where I live, there's carp, there's sunfish, and you know, there's shad. You know, so I'll use big baits. I like either a big full gizzard shad swimming around, or a big live bluegill, or some fresh cut bait, and that'll catch me these bigger blues or the bigger flatheads.
Okay, now if you're using bigger bait than live bait, now how would you like keep the bait live longer in the water? How would you hook it up? Because the way I hook it up is I would hook it through the nostrils, and it would last a good 20-25 minutes, but then it would die within that first 20 minutes, and then I had to rebait.
If I'm fishing where there's a slow current, I'll hook them in the back, behind the dorsal fin, above the lateral line and behind the dorsal fin. You don't want to pass that lateral line, because if you do, that's marking the spine, and you can injure them or kill them, paralyze them or injure them. You want it to be lively. So
It would look more natural than.
right. You want them to be struggling. Catfish pick up on vibration. Have you ever heard that saying, sharks can sense fear? Have you ever heard that?
No, I never heard that.
Yeah. They say that sharks can sense fear in the water, and there's some truth to that. Catfish use that lateral line, if you've seen that line that goes down their body, to pick up on vibration. So if there's a bait fish in the water and it's swimming naturally, it's putting out a different vibration than one who's stressed or scared that's doing this number. And that fluttering that they're doing is picked up by the catfish's lateral line. Okay. So if you have a bait that's hooked up and it's fluttering, it's doing its job, it's calling the fish. And so you're using a big bait and you see your little rod tips moving like that, your fish is doing its job. If you got your bait out there and it's just sitting there, it's not doing anything, it's just, you need to excite that fish, get them moving, or get one that's more lively out there.
That's pretty much it I can think of. It's good chatting with you.
Yeah, likewise, man.
And as always, guys, be sure to make sure you check out his channel and take his tips, and hopefully they'll help you out in catching the bigger fish. And as always, happy fishing and tight lines, guys.
Thank you, guys.